My name is Anuj Adhiya. I work at the Predictive Index, where I am the category growth lead, and the company is based in Boston, Massachusetts, in the US. So for the last, I would say, 5 odd years, I've focused on growth or growth hacking, as it's more commonly known. I learned at the feet of the godfather of growth hacking, Sean Ellis. So that's been my life, which has just been running tests every week and trying to learn about what it takes for any company to identify opportunities for breakout growth. And an additional aspect as a result of that experience has been leveraging communities to help growth, because people can always copy your product and your feature, but they can't copy passionate advocates for your product. And so they say there's no silver bullet for growth, but I think building a community around your product is something that comes close. So that's something I focus on. So I think one common misconception is that you should just focus on growth from the very beginning, when really you want to have validated the need for your product first and have achieved product market fit, because only then do you have a foundation to grow something, because now you've built something people want. And so that's generally the first almost gate before you can even think about growing your product. But when you're at that stage, the very first thing anybody should be thinking about is, have I made it easy for whoever shows up to try my product, for them to really understand the value that I'm providing? And that's something we commonly refer to as activation. And so if we can activate people as quickly as possible, everything else becomes much easier, because then they understand the value, they want to come back and experience the value again because it does something for them. They're more ready to pay, they're more ready to be talking about the product. So it's almost the foundation for everything that follows. I think there's no startup that is without challenges. And I think there's always this changing challenge, because what is important at one point in time may not be. And I think that is the biggest challenge I think every startup faces, is being able to identify where the biggest risk or opportunity at that point is. Because if you miss those, then you risk actually growing your startup. And a lot of that falls back on understanding your customer journey, understanding your users' motivations. What are they trying to achieve in their life, and how do you help them achieve that? And so I think being able to have this ability to almost zoom out and say, okay, where is this big problem that I should be tackling at this moment? And then zooming in for a period in time to then go solve that, look at your data to figure out, have I solved it enough? And then zoom back out, see, okay, now what do I need to take care of? And I think that's a skill that I think if startups can develop, they have a better ability to encounter more success by solving the right challenges at the right time. Oh, well, I think I'm just going to repeat a lot of other people's advice, which I think is really good, is I think at the end of the day, make something people want. Because you may think something is a cool idea, but if nobody else does, then you don't really have a business. But once you really identify and validate that it's something people want, then don't be afraid to just pour gas on that growth, and to just grow the value you can provide as many people as possible. Because that's what really being in a startup is all about, I think, is providing value to people versus being in it for the money or the fame or everything else that comes with it. I think if you have that external focus of just let me provide as much value as I can in this world, I think you're well positioned to make a good difference and make money and become famous and all of that stuff that comes along with it.